Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you something that can transform the way you live your life. Life is not just a series of days, it is a beautiful opportunity, a precious gift. And yet, many of us drift through it without truly feeling alive. The truth is, living life to the fullest is not about having more, it's about being more present, more purposeful, more compassionate. There are countless pieces of advice about life. But if I had to narrow it down to just two powerful secrets, these are the ones that will truly make a difference. The first secret is gratitude and presence. Too often, we focus on what we don't have or what will happen tomorrow. We forget to savor the simple joys, the laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun, or the smell of fresh rain. Being fully present in each moment allows life to reveal its magic. Gratitude is like a lens that turns ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones. When you wake up every morning and acknowledge the blessings you already have, your heart becomes lighter, your mind calmer, and your perspective sharper. The second secret is purposeful action with love. Life is not about simply existing. It's about contributing, creating, and caring. Every action you take, when done with love, kindness, and intention, adds meaning to your life. The smallest acts, helping someone in need, listening with attention, sharing a smile, create ripples that can change not only your life, but the lives of others. Purpose turns even the mundane into something remarkable. When you combine these two secrets, living with gratitude in the present and acting with purpose and love, you unlock a life that is rich, joyful, and fulfilling. Life is like a canvas, and these two secrets are the colors that make it vibrant. Remember, life is short and unpredictable. Every day is an opportunity to experience, to love, to grow, and to leave a positive mark. Don't wait for some perfect moment. Life is happening right now. Embrace it, celebrate it, and live it fully. Imagine waking up every morning, not with a sense of obligation or a mental checklist of tasks, but with a feeling of wonder, as if life itself is greeting you with a gentle smile. This is the essence of being present and grateful. Most of us, however, live on autopilot. We rush through our mornings, scroll through our phones, worry about deadlines, and think about what's missing in our lives. We rarely pause to notice the simple things: the sunlight filtering through the window, the aroma of fresh coffee, or the sound of birds outside. Yet it is these small, seemingly ordinary moments that hold the extraordinary power to shape our entire day and ultimately our life. Gratitude is not just a polite habit or a fleeting feeling. It is a conscious choice to acknowledge the abundance already present in our lives. When we cultivate this awareness, life begins to shift. The worries that once felt overwhelming start to lose their weight, and our hearts open to the beauty around us. Being present allows us to truly experience each interaction, each sensation, and each thought without the constant interference of past regrets or future anxieties. Think of a child playing in a garden. That child does not worry about tomorrow or dwell on yesterday. Every leaf, every flower, every sound is a marvel. Gratitude and presence teach us to reconnect with this innate sense of wonder. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, the mind stops racing and the heart starts noticing the richness of the moment. For example, consider the joy of sharing a meal with family or friends. If we eat distractedly, scrolling through our phones or thinking about other tasks, the moment is lost. But when we are fully present, savoring each bite, listening attentively, and appreciating the company, the experience transforms. It becomes memorable. It becomes a source of genuine happiness. Living with gratitude also strengthens our resilience. Life is not without challenges, but the practice of noticing even small positives amid difficulties provides strength. Imagine someone facing a tough situation at work or a personal setback. If their mind is trained to see only problems, despair deepens. But if they intentionally recognize even the tiniest sources of good, supportive colleagues, lessons learned, or moments of calm, they cultivate hope and courage. Gratitude becomes a lens through which hardships are reframed, allowing us to navigate life with balance and clarity. Presence and gratitude also deepen our relationships. When we are fully attentive to others, offering our time, listening without judgment, and appreciating them for who they are, relationships grow richer. People sense authenticity and connections flourish. Gratitude doesn't just enhance our own life, it radiates outward, touching everyone we meet. In essence, living with gratitude and presence is about slowing down to truly see, feel, and experience life. It is about acknowledging that the world around us is not just a backdrop for our worries, but a living, breathing gift waiting to be appreciated. It transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary ones, turns stress into mindfulness, and makes each day meaningful. When we master this practice, life ceases to feel like a race and begins to feel like a journey worth savoring. Life gains meaning when our actions are guided by purpose and filled with love. Many of us move through life mechanically, completing tasks, fulfilling obligations, and chasing goals without truly asking why we do what we do. But consider this: even the smallest act when done with genuine intention, has the power to ripple out and touch lives in ways we may never see. Purposeful action is not about grand gestures or dramatic achievements. It is about infusing every moment, every choice, every interaction with care, thoughtfulness, and love. When we act with purpose, life transforms from a series of chores into a journey of meaning. Think of a simple act like offering a smile to a stranger. It may seem insignificant, yet it has the power to uplift, to shift someone's mood, or even to spark a chain of kindness that spreads far beyond our awareness. Purposeful action amplifies the value of these moments. When we approach our work, relationships, and daily routines with love, we create depth and significance. A teacher who genuinely cares about the growth of each student, a parent who listens attentively to their child, a friend who supports without judgment. These are all examples of how intention and love transform ordinary actions into extraordinary experiences. Purpose also acts as a compass, guiding us through life's challenges. Often we face moments of doubt, fear, or confusion. During such times, remembering why we do what we do, whether it is to help others, to grow as a person, or to leave a positive impact, anchors us. It provides clarity and motivates us to move forward, even when the path is difficult. Life becomes less about aimlessly reacting to circumstances and more about consciously contributing to something greater than ourselves. Love, when paired with purpose, magnifies the impact of our actions. Imagine a doctor treating patients not merely as cases, but as human beings deserving compassion. Imagine a coworker offering genuine support to a struggling colleague. The results go far beyond the task at hand. They create trust, warmth, and connection. Purpose without love can feel mechanical. Love without purpose can be scattered. But together, they create a powerful force that makes life richer, more rewarding, and profoundly impactful. Moreover, purposeful action with love shapes our internal world as much as the external. Acting with intention and kindness nurtures self-respect, fulfillment, and joy. We begin to recognize that life is not only about what we receive, but also about what we give. Every act of care, every mindful contribution, every intentional step builds a legacy of positivity, both within ourselves and in the lives of others. Ultimately, living with purpose and love means seeing life as an opportunity to contribute, to uplift, and to connect. It encourages us to approach challenges with courage, relationships with empathy, and daily routines with mindfulness. By doing so, even the simplest moments, the laughter of a friend, the shared cup of tea, the quiet support offered to someone in need, become threads in the tapestry of a life well lived. Purposeful action with love is a secret, not because it is unknown, but because it is often overlooked. Those who embrace it find that life becomes a source of joy, impact, and fulfillment. Every day becomes a chance to leave the world a little better than we found it, and every moment becomes an opportunity to experience the profound satisfaction of living fully. One of the biggest obstacles that holds people back from truly living is the idea of waiting. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or when things are perfect, then I'll pursue my dreams. But life, in its unpredictability, rarely offers a perfect moment. The truth is, waiting for conditions to align, for the ideal circumstances, or for the right time, is often an illusion. Life is happening right now, in this very moment, whether we notice it or not. Every second that passes is as a chance to embrace, to grow, to connect, and to act, yet most of us spend it waiting for a future that is uncertain and uncontrollable. Consider how fragile life can be. A sudden illness, an accident, or a personal setback can change everything in an instant. Someone you know might leave this world unexpectedly, a career opportunity could vanish, or a relationship could shift in ways you never anticipated. The unpredictable nature of life reminds us that postponing our dreams or delaying the pursuit of joy is a risk we cannot afford to take. Each moment is a gift, and choosing to start now, even imperfectly, is far more valuable than waiting indefinitely for the perfect conditions. Starting now does not mean recklessness. It means action with intention. It means acknowledging that we may not have all the answers, that the path may be uncertain, but that taking the first step is what begins transformation. Imagine a person who has always wanted to write a book, but keeps waiting until they feel ready or until life slows down. Years pass, experiences accumulate, but the book remains unwritten. If they simply start, even with small steps, writing a few paragraphs every day, the journey begins, and life opens doors they never imagined. Living fully now also teaches us to embrace courage and resilience. Waiting for a perfect moment often comes with fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of imperfection. But when we act despite fear, we gain strength and confidence. We discover that life rewards those who take initiative, who are willing to embrace the unknown and move forward with commitment. Every decision to live fully, no matter how small, is a declaration that we value our time, our potential, and the moments we are given. Moreover, starting now deepens our appreciation for life. When we recognize that tomorrow is not guaranteed, we begin to cherish today, the laughter shared with friends, the simple pleasure of a walk in nature, the warmth of a conversation with a loved one. Presence and action merge, and we experience life in its richness without postponing joy for a distant future. It is in these moments of engagement that we realize the fullness of living, that life is not merely a sequence of days, but a series of experiences, connections, and growth opportunities all unfolding in the present. The power of starting now is also contagious. When we choose to act, to love, to create, and to contribute today, we inspire others to do the same. Our courage, our willingness to seize the moment, encourages those around us to embrace life with intention rather than passively waiting. By living fully now, we set an example that life is precious, time is fleeting, and joy and purpose are available to those who are willing to claim them. Life is unpredictable. Yes, but that is not a reason to hesitate, it is a reason to act. There will never be a perfect time to begin living fully. The moment is here, the opportunity is now, and the choice is ours. When we embrace this truth, we step into a life that is vibrant, meaningful, and deeply satisfying. Each day becomes a chance to write a story worth telling, to leave a mark worth remembering, and to experience a life fully lived. Often, we underestimate the power of small acts. We assume that only grand gestures, monumental achievements, or big sacrifices can make a difference in the world. But in truth, life is a series of ripples. Every word we speak, every action we take, and every choice we make sends out waves that touch people in ways we may never fully see or understand. A simple act of love or compassion can spark change. not only in the lives of others, but also within ourselves. When we recognize this, we begin to understand that living fully is not about waiting for big opportunities. It is about making each moment meaningful through intention and care. Consider a simple scenario: holding the door open for a stranger, smiling at a colleague who looks stressed, or sending a note of appreciation to someone who has made a difference in your life. These actions may appear small, almost trivial, but their impact can be profound. That smile might lift someone's mood, giving them the courage to face a difficult meeting. That note of appreciation may inspire a teacher, a friend, or a parent to continue their hard work with renewed energy. These ripples spread quietly, invisibly, but they accumulate, creating a wave of positivity that affects not only those directly touched, but others in their circles as well. Small acts of love and compassion also transform our inner world. When we pause to help someone, listen with empathy, or show kindness without expecting anything in return, we cultivate a heart that is gentle, aware, and alive. Our perspective shifts from self-centered concerns to an understanding that our actions matter and that our lives are intertwined with others. This awareness brings a sense of fulfillment and joy that wealth or achievements alone cannot provide. We begin to notice that life is not simply about accumulating experiences or possessions, but about sharing our presence and making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. Stories of ripple effects abound in everyday life. Think of a teacher who spends extra time encouraging a struggling student. That encouragement may help the student find confidence, pursue higher education, or even change their path in life. Later, that student might mentor someone else, perpetuating the cycle of positive influence. One small, intentional act of care can resonate far beyond the original moment, creating a legacy of kindness and purpose. Moreover, these ripples remind us that we are never powerless. Even in situations where we feel insignificant or overwhelmed, the small acts remind us that every contribution counts. You may not be able to solve every problem, but you can brighten someone's day, offer hope, or provide comfort. In doing so, you contribute to a larger tapestry of goodness that extends beyond what we can see. Ultimately, living fully is inseparable from the willingness to act with love and compassion, no matter how small. Life rewards the heart that chooses connection over indifference, empathy over apathy, and generosity over self-interest. Each action is a seed, and when nurtured, it grows into something far greater than we could have imagined. The ripples we create in our lives inevitably return to us, not always immediately, but often in ways that reinforce the beauty of living intentionally. Small acts matter. They matter to the people we touch directly, they matter to those influenced indirectly, and they matter to us. Life in its fullest sense is not about waiting for extraordinary moments. It is about finding the extraordinary in ordinary moments through acts of love, compassion, and care. By doing so, we not only enrich the world, but also unlock the profound joy of living fully. Life often presents itself in small, fleeting moments. The laughter of a child, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, the gentle rustling of leaves in the wind. These moments are all around us. Yet we frequently overlook them because our minds are consumed with worries about the future or regrets about the past. It is in these small, ordinary moments that life offers its deepest joys. The key is awareness. When we cultivate the ability to truly notice and immerse ourselves in these moments, they transform from ordinary to extraordinary, enriching our experience of life in ways that are subtle yet profound. Awareness is not simply about seeing, it is about fully engaging with the present. Consider walking through a park. On a typical day, you might glance at the trees or the people passing by, thinking about work, errands, or plans for later in the day. But when you consciously bring awareness to the experience, feeling the texture of the grass beneath your feet, listening attentively to the songs of birds, noticing the colors and patterns around you, you begin to see the world differently. A simple stroll becomes a feast for the senses, a moment of calm, and a source of joy. By slowing down and paying attention, the ordinary transforms into something remarkable. Cultivating awareness also deepens our appreciation for the people around us. A conversation with a friend, a smile from a stranger, or a moment shared with a loved one can hold far more meaning when we are fully present. Listening without distraction, engaging with empathy, and noticing the small gestures of care allows us to experience connection in a richer, more fulfilling way. These small interactions, when fully appreciated, accumulate to form a life filled with joy, warmth, and meaningful relationships. Awareness also teaches us the art of gratitude. Often, we take simple pleasures for granted, assuming that they will always be there. But life is unpredictable, and moments we consider trivial may become precious memories tomorrow. By noticing and valuing the small joys today, we create a sense of gratitude that fills our hearts and shapes our perspective. Even challenges can be reframed when we are aware. A difficult situation might carry a lesson, a moment of growth, or a spark of resilience, but only if we are present enough to see it. Awareness allows us to extract meaning and joy from the most unexpected places. Stories from everyday life illustrate this beautifully. A parent watching their child take their first steps may feel an overwhelming sense of joy and pride. A musician noticing the subtle reaction of an audience during a performance may feel a surge of connection and purpose. A person savoring a cup of tea in quiet solitude may find themselves filled with a surprising sense of contentment and peace. All of these moments are small, fleeting, and ordinary, but awareness magnifies them, making them extraordinary. The practice of cultivating awareness is simple in theory, but transformative in effect. It requires patience, focus, and intention. By pausing to notice, listening deeply, and engaging fully with life, we awaken to its richness. We realize that the extraordinary is not always found in grand events or monumental achievements. It is hidden in the details, waiting for us to pay attention. In essence, small moments of joy become extraordinary when we cultivate awareness, because life is not measured by the big milestones alone, but by the accumulation of fully lived, deeply felt moments. Each moment holds potential for happiness, growth, and meaning, but only if we are awake enough to see it. Awareness turns the ordinary into a source of constant wonder, reminding us that the fullness of life is available here and now in the simple, beautiful, and often overlooked moments that surround us every day. Life has a curious way of focusing our attention on what we lack. We often compare ourselves to others, notice what is missing in our careers, relationships, or personal achievements, and dwell on the not enoughs that seem to dominate our minds. This focus on scarcity creates stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. But there is a simple, transformative practice that can completely change how we experience life: gratitude. Gratitude shifts our perspective from lack to abundance, reminding us of all that is already present in our lives and bringing a profound sense of peace and contentment. Gratitude is not about ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties do not exist. Rather, it is about consciously recognizing and appreciating the blessings, however small, that surround us each day. It is the ability to pause amidst chaos and notice the good. The warmth of sunlight streaming through a window, a friend's encouraging words, a roof over our heads, or even the simple breath in our lungs. By choosing to focus on these positives, we retrain our minds to see abundance rather than scarcity. Over time, this simple shift can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Consider the way gratitude can transform ordinary experiences. A busy day at work may feel exhausting and stressful, but taking a moment to reflect on the people who support us, the skills we possess, or the opportunities we have been given can turn fatigue into appreciation. Even difficult situations can be reframed, challenges become lessons, setbacks become opportunities for growth, and struggles become reminders of our resilience. Gratitude allows us to step back and see life through a lens of abundance, which reduces stress and increases happiness. The ripple effect of gratitude is remarkable. When we express appreciation to others, relationships deepen and bonds strengthen. Saying thank you, acknowledging someone's effort, or simply noticing the kindness around us creates a positive cycle of connection and goodwill. Gratitude also nurtures empathy, helping us understand and value the experiences of others. By appreciating what we have, we develop a mindset that recognizes the efforts and contributions of those around us, fostering harmony and cooperation in our communities. Stories from everyday life illustrate the transformative power of gratitude. Consider someone who has faced financial difficulties or personal loss. By focusing on the support of family, small joys, and even lessons learned, they cultivate resilience and peace. A person recovering from illness might choose to focus on the ability to walk again, to breathe freely, and to experience life once more. These examples show that gratitude is not about having everything we want. It is about seeing the richness in what we already possess. Gratitude also quiets the restless mind. When we dwell on what we do not have, our thoughts constantly race, fueled by desire and comparison. Gratitude acts as a calming force, anchoring us in the present moment and reminding us that life, in its essence, is already full. This shift from lack to abundance brings an inner peace that is independent of external circumstances. We begin to realize that happiness is not found in acquiring more, but in appreciating what is already here. Ultimately, gratitude is a practice that opens the door to a life of joy, fulfillment, and serenity. It transforms perspective, turns ordinary moments into sources of wonder, and fosters deeper connections with ourselves and others. By choosing gratitude daily, we move from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, from stress to peace, and from distraction to presence. Life becomes richer, lighter, and more meaningful when we embrace the simple yet profound habit of appreciating what we have exactly as it is. Life often feels like a series of routines. We wake up, go to work or school, complete our daily chores, and return home, often feeling as if the days blur into one another. These routines can feel monotonous, draining, and meaningless when approached mechanically, as though we are merely going through the motions. But there is a powerful truth that can change everything. Purpose transforms even the most mundane routines into meaningful experiences. When we attach intention and significance to our actions, no matter how small, the life shifts from being a series of tasks to being a series of opportunities for growth, contribution, and fulfillment. Purpose is the lens through which we see the deeper value in everyday activities. Washing dishes, cooking meals, commuting to work, or completing office reports might seem trivial on the surface. But when we approach these activities with purpose, recognizing that they support our well-being, nurture our family, or contribute to the goals we are building, they take on a new significance. A meal prepared with care nourishes not just the body, but also relationships and love. A report completed with dedication impacts colleagues, clients, or students, contributing to something larger than oneself. Purpose adds meaning, turning ordinary routines into opportunities to express who we are and what we value. Consider the example of a teacher. Every day, they repeat similar lessons, guide students through assignments, and manage classrooms. On the surface, it may seem repetitive. Yet, when approached with purpose, the intention to inspire, nurture curiosity, and help students grow, each lesson becomes a chance to make a difference. The mundane transforms into meaningful work, and the teacher experiences fulfillment in ways that go beyond recognition or rewards. Purpose allows us to see that our actions matter, even if the impact is not immediately visible. Purpose also fuels motivation and resilience. When life feels like a repetitive grind, it is easy to feel bored, tired, or disconnected. But when we attach meaning to our routines, we discover energy and enthusiasm in places we never expected. Doing something with a clear intention, whether it's helping someone, improving oneself, or contributing to a goal, instills a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction that transcends the activity itself. Even when challenges arise, purpose becomes a guiding compass, reminding us why we started and why it matters to continue. The ripple effects of purpose extend beyond the individual. A person who approaches daily work, relationships, and responsibilities with purpose inspires others to do the same. In the purposeful action becomes contagious, influencing coworkers, family members, friends, and even strangers. Small acts performed with intention, listening carefully, supporting a colleague, or completing a task conscientiously can uplift others, create trust, and foster a positive environment. In this way, purpose transforms not only our lives, but the lives of those around us. Furthermore, in the purpose deepens our presence and mindfulness. When we act intentionally, we are fully engaged in the moment. We stop rushing through tasks, distracted or disconnected, and instead participate in life with awareness and care. Each activity, no matter how simple, becomes an opportunity to practice focus, gratitude, and mindfulness. In the mundane routines become a canvas on which we paint our values, express love, and cultivate joy. In essence, purpose transforms life from a series of obligations into a series of opportunities. It turns repetition into fulfillment, effort into impact, and ordinary moments into meaningful experiences. By finding or creating purpose in our daily routines, we enrich not only our own lives, but also the lives of those we touch. Life becomes vibrant, engaging, and deeply satisfying when every action, no matter how small, carries intention and meaning. Life has a unique way of teaching us that fulfillment does not come from wealth, status, or fleeting pleasures. True joy arises when we cultivate gratitude for what we have while taking purposeful action toward meaningful goals. These two forces, gratitude and intention, work together to create a life that is not only joyful, but impactful and deeply fulfilling. Gratitude reminds us to recognize the richness already present in our lives, while purposeful action ensures that our energy and efforts contribute to something larger than ourselves. When combined, they create a synergy that transforms both our inner world and the world around us. Gratitude provides the foundation. By acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in our life, our health, relationships, talents, and opportunities, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance. This perspective changes how we experience daily life. Ordinary moments, like a walk in nature, a conversation with a friend, or a quiet evening at home, become sources of joy. Gratitude allows us to savor life fully. Recognizing that happiness is not a distant goal, but a practice available in every present moment. It also nurtures resilience, enabling us to navigate challenges with a sense of balance, calm, and hope. Purposeful action builds on this foundation by giving our gratitude direction. It is not enough to merely appreciate life. We must also act with intention. Purpose gives clarity and focus, transforming thoughts and feelings into meaningful deeds. It ensures that our energy is spent on activities that align with our values and contribute positively to others. Whether it's mentoring someone, supporting a cause, creating something of value, or simply showing kindness in everyday interactions, purposeful action amplifies the effects of gratitude. The result is a life that feels alive, significant, and impactful. When gratitude and purposeful action are combined, they create a powerful cycle. Gratitude enhances our awareness of opportunities to act meaningfully, and purposeful action deepens our sense of appreciation. For example, a teacher who is grateful for their students' curiosity and potential will approach teaching with energy, care, and creativity. A parent who appreciates their children's uniqueness will invest time and attention into nurturing their growth. An individual who recognizes the support of friends and community will respond by contributing kindness, help, or encouragement. In each case, gratitude and purpose reinforce each other, leading to a life filled with joy and meaning. The ripple effects of this combination are profound. When we live in gratitude and act with purpose, we not only transform ourselves, but also influence those around us. People are inspired by authenticity, care, and intentionality. A kind word, a helpful gesture, or a purposeful effort can spark a chain of positivity that reaches far beyond our immediate awareness. By embodying gratitude and purpose, we create an environment where joy, compassion, and growth flourish, benefiting both ourselves and others. Moreover, living this way nurtures a deep, enduring fulfillment that transcends momentary pleasures. It is the satisfaction of knowing that we are contributing to something meaningful while appreciating the beauty of life as it unfolds. We begin to recognize that life's richness lies not in what we accumulate, but in how we engage with it, mindfully, intentionally, and with an open heart. Every day becomes an opportunity to create joy, leave a positive impact, and grow into the best version of ourselves, ultimately in Thee. Combining gratitude with purposeful action is not a secret reserved for a select few. It is a practice available to everyone. Those who embrace it discover a life that is vibrant, balanced, and deeply rewarding. It transforms challenges into opportunities, routines into meaningful experiences, and ordinary moments into extraordinary sources of joy. When we live with gratitude and act with purpose, we unlock the true essence of life, a life that is fully lived, fully felt, and fully meaningful.